Okay, hello again everybody. Welcome to another martial arts video, okay, martial arts tips video, I'll say it that way, okay, for people who do martial arts and for people who maybe you don't, but you have some interest in defending yourself on the street. I make so many videos on martial arts. Over the years I've done, there must be definitely in probably thousands, if not hundreds. I've done so many videos on martial arts in terms of the amount of content too. Not only short videos, but long videos where I cover so many different training methods, just based on my basing the videos on my knowledge that I've learned in life from training in various martial arts schools under different teachers and from all the training that I've done in my life. I like to teach people also, as I say, face to face. When we're training with someone, I'm happy to share skills, I still teach Wing Chun, okay, in Mandarin Chinese, that's Yung Chun Tran. That's I've got my own syllabus and the way I train Wing Chun, of course, the same way as I train all of my different Kung Fu and Karate training is different to other people because everybody has their own training methods and systems, if you like, okay? So I've trained, and I know what I know, but I've got my own way of sharing martial arts, and then my own way of putting in logic, as in what I see as not bullshit. So you get a lot of people out there, I don't care who you are, the biggest, toughest guy, you might be someone who does MMA, or you might be just some really big, tough person, load of muscle, whatever, or you may be some young lady who's slim and she wants to keep fit, or she wants to do some martial arts. You may be tall, you may be short, you may be big built, you may be thin, whatever it is. I just believe that everybody can benefit from some martial arts training. It can give you some good health and fitness of the mind as well as the body, okay, mind and body, and then also it can give you some very good self-defensive tactics for fighting and keeping yourself safe. There's something good you can get from all the different martial arts, basically, okay? But the thing is, there's practical ways of training skills, and then there's impractical ways, okay? Because certain martial arts techniques that you'll train are just good for training, like just for the working out part, but some stuff you're going to have to adapt for real life, okay? So anyway, that's what this whole video is about. This video I'm making here, I want to say hello again, guys. It's been quite a while since I've made any martial arts videos on home training or any kind of training. So here we are with another martial art video, and I don't joke around with these. Sometimes you see I make like these fun punch bag videos where I'm doing it like in a kind of comedic way, but the training is like comedy themes, but most of the training I do is seriously geared towards real self-defense. I'm just trying to keep people a bit positive, Violence is always wrong, and you want to avoid violence at all costs. Now, what I want to say, okay, in this video I'll just make it quick and simple. I'm going to make 2 short videos tonight, okay, 2 short videos. In this video I just want to remind people, okay, if you're training martial arts at home, always remember you can be creative. So if you have a punch bag like this, like I've got this freestanding punch bag, that's going to be good. You can work all your different combinations, whether you do whatever kind of training, boxing or kickboxing or Muay Thai, Karate, Taekwondo, the list goes on. It doesn't matter what you do. Wing Chun, Krav Maga, Tai Chi, Aikido, whatever the hell you do, Bagua, okay, Savat, I don't care, right? You can train your skills on a bag like this, okay, and practice some drills for some movement. You can move around the bag, and throw your strikes. And I'm not going to go heavy into the bag in this video. If you see my other videos, I'm laying into the bag. I'm really training hardcore. But I'm just saying, if you don't have a bag, then what? You can only train the moves like shadow boxing. Just working the moves. And working all your moves. If you don't have a bag or something to hit, then you're just working your movement. Now, what you need to get used to is actually hitting something, really, if you can. If you're training with someone, a partner, then you're going to need to be very, very careful not to actually hurt each other too. That's another thing. So you've got to be really careful. So there's many different ways you've got to be smart and be creative. Some people train. Like I've trained on trees and things to get conditioning. But when you're training your arms, like blocking on a tree or striking it, you can't go full force because you're going to break your body up on something hard like that. But that's good for gradual conditioning of your techniques, you know, whatever techniques you're trying to do. But you see, so there's different things you do for different things. Some things are good for conditioning. Let's just say running up and down hills all day or mountain climbing. That's going to do you some different, you know, stamina and endurance training, like running and stuff, or just climbing up whatever, mountains or hills, you know, and staircases. You're controlling your breathing, you know, and you're like having to control your breathing. Swimming's a good exercise. I can't swim, but I'm just saying, right? I know it's a whole body exercise. But you'll be surprised, if you're at home, you'll be surprised, okay? You may not have a lot of space, okay, to train in, but you'll be surprised at what kind of training you can actually do, because there's a lot of martial art techniques we can do, like very flowing, like funky, cool, you know, spinning, like really exaggerated kung fu movements. There's a lot of martial art techniques you can do. Some things might even benefit you, like you might learn from that parkour, free running and stuff, and because that, like, you know, that can actually help you in some situations. Like if you need to run and get away out of a burning building and things like that. So some physical activities. So if you're doing anything, whether it be aerobics, yoga, aerobics, dancing movements, or whatever it is that physicality, sports in general, football, basketball, it's all going to help you. You know, ice skating, you're going to have good balance more than some people. Whatever you do, I was going to say, gymnastics or anything like that, you know, it's all going to give you more control over your body. That's what you're trying to do, have more awareness and balance in you and control of your body. Now, martial arts in general, okay, but what I'm trying to say is, there's certain things that you may worry about, like I like to train outside when there's a big lot of space and fresh air, and you can do a lot of stretching and exercise routines, and even just doing stretching. But what I've learned over the years is, even when you've got a very small space in a room, like if you are creative and imaginative, you can get your body stronger and more flexible. You can work stretching exercises in and all that, and strength. And you know what? How much space do you need to be a good boxer? Yeah, you need to move around and stuff. I mean, but I'm just saying again, when it comes to strength, I'm not the strongest person and all that, but just look at people that do weights all day, or people that do pull-ups and push-ups. They don't actually use a lot of space. I do certain things. I do a lot of strength for my legs and stuff. Certain exercises for the top to bottom. Like I do a full workout every day. I do a full stretch workout, for example, as well, every day. And the thing is, I don't use that much space at all. You're strengthening yourself on your spot. You don't need to literally run around laps. You can jog on the spot and do exercise, right? If you are determined, you can actually still become stronger, using those limitations that are against you. Stronger, when I say stronger, you can enhance yourself, develop yourself, flexibility and strength. Now obviously, if you're in a room with a really low ceiling or really closed-in walls and you can't stretch all the way out, you understand, it's hard. You've got to find different ways to do things, like kneeling down and stretching up, or, you know, if you can't split your legs apart, like I can't do the full splits here from this side. So you may have to do other things to stretch. You may not have a bar to put your leg on and stretch down. But, you know, you can keep stretching down like this and just stretching, you know. There's a lot of things you can do. You should not limit yourself, because you shouldn't tell yourself that because you don't have apparatus and things you can't work out. Fitness comes first as well. You must have good fitness and coordination and stuff and balance, and then work that into the techniques. And what I was going to say is, there's people that have worked out, I mean, even like Arnold Schwarzenegger and certain people that are bodybuilders and stuff. When he was younger, he was like in the army, and if you've heard the stories, like he couldn't have all the equipment, and he couldn't go to the gym and that, but he had to make do. And there's people that make do even in prisons and stuff, and they work out. You see how tough some of these guys get. What I'm trying to say is, okay, different kinds of workouts, there's different kinds of things you can do. So don't limit yourself, you know. Don't say because it's raining for 10 days straight you're not going to go out and work out. Don't say that your friend's not going down the gym, or you don't have money, or it's too far, or something, and try and justify excuses and enforce yourself, because all you're really doing is weakening yourself. It's like you want to get something done, that's something that's good, like same thing, but you've got to put the body first. And that has to have some discipline. You need to really put your health first. And your safety, that's what we do in martial arts. So it's not a play. You can enjoy working out, you can enjoy doing martial arts, but the most important thing is going to keep you safe in real life. It doesn't mean you're always going to go fancy and go into fancy stances and be this martial art fighter, Mortal Kombat, and you're going to be, winning all fights when you're on the road. But the thing is, if someone's trying to do you in, or you have to fight to defend yourself, then you've got to have the energy and the skills, right? Now, what I was going to say is, when you're in a small space, if you have no apparatus or anything to train on, still you've got to train for real, right? And think about ways of training, and in your daily life in general, and in different locations as well. What I was going to say is when you've got that small space, okay, you think about it. I've got to defend this space. If I'm in a close range, I've got to defend myself in a close range. So whether you're doing boxing or Muay Thai moves, Krav Maga or Wing Chun techniques, what I like, a lot of techniques don't need fancy stuff. You don't need to be jumping up doing spinning kicks and 360 spinning butterfly kicks, split kicks and back flips and cartwheels or and whatever. I mean, some martial arts focus on this stuff a lot. You see tricking that people do, and things like, was it capoeira, certain martial arts, they're good and stuff, they're all good, I know, but I'm just saying, you don't have to necessarily do all that to win, you know what I'm saying? What matters is the strike when it lands, the cover when you're covering from people's attacks, and how you land that strike, how it's going to come in, you know what I mean? It's like I can take a sword in my hand and spin my sword around, or some fancy martial art weapon, or stick or whatever, figure eights and all kinds of spinning things, and then spin and then strike. But what the hell's that? It's not supposed to be used like that. Those old techniques were used for deflecting, blocking techniques, and they was really applied in certain ways, simplified, or done like that as well. But they were used for certain reasons in actual combat in the ancient times, swords and sticks fighting each other. But I could take some sword in my hand or something in my hand and spin it around. It could be a baseball bat. Spin it around. What's that? Doing all that doesn't do much. It might be exercise for my wrist, but the thing is, you do it too much force will hurt your wrist if you're not used to doing certain kind of controls. But what I'm trying to say is, if my opponent's here and I'm swinging a baseball bat doing it, what am I going to try and do? Impress him or scare him? He might choke me before I do anything. He might come in close. Right? The same way is I was to dance around with my gun in the air, some gun, and the guy comes running up and chokes me out. It'll be too late. I've got to keep the guy away with this one. So the thing is, if I've got a baseball bat and I'm spinning it, look man, the hit's the hit. If I swing the baseball bat, bam, it's going to go straight through him. If I hit him over the head, over his body, I don't need much. If it goes through, it goes through. If it's a blade, it's going to cut. If it's something heavy, metal bar or a wooden stick or whatever, it's something heavy, strong enough, or a baseball bat, if you hit, it's going to go smash him straight through him. It's going to really hurt him. So you don't really need to be, let's say, an expert martial arts. And it's like, the skills are useful, but you have to understand, okay, we don't do all these fancy martial art moves with weapons spinning around and doing fancy things just to be stylish and say, I know how to fight with a weapon. That's ridiculous. That's like traditional martial arts with the bare hands. The same thing. We don't say, I'm going to do the mantis style, I'm going to do the tiger, whatever. Just it's for fun, doing all these poses, showy, and then you can win. Whether you win or you don't, the most important. I mean, whatever happens, the most important thing is the hit. When you hit, however you're striking with your hand, your fist, your elbow, whatever it is, your knee, your foot, however you're striking the guy, right? The attack, or if the guy's trying to hit me, if I move out the way or I cover. That's the most important thing. That's all there is to it. It's point A, point B. His A don't hit my point B, and my point A does hit his point A. You've got to fucking take him out in self-defense, right? Get the fucking hell out of there. So the point I'm trying to say is, you don't do a lot of fancy spinning stuff for the sake of it. You've got to understand what's real is real. So I'm not saying you should hit people with something heavy. I'm not saying you should use some sharp blade to slice someone or cut someone or smash something heavy over someone's head. But, the thing is, the main point is when you're striking, if you're going to swing, if I swing, you've got to have some control. You can't let the thing fly out of your hand, obviously, or break your own wrist or swing it and it hits yourself. Or hit somebody else or damage something. But the thing is, you don't even want to be, if you hit someone really hard, they can put them in the hospital or kill them anyway. So I'm not saying do it, but I'm just trying to say in self-defense, the reality is, if I were to swing someone, you've got to know the range. That's what we train in martial arts. Whether it's like small, fancy, small techniques on the point here, or whether it's longer range, whatever. you're really learning about real control and coordination, distancing and angling. That's what you train with, like training in sport. When you train baseball, you train tennis or whatever, you train to really work those angles, to cover and strike and understand how to really fight. We're not messing around playing. So the thing is, that you can't keep thinking about like 15 steps ahead, or I'm going to cover here and strike here. It might sound like I'm talking all theory, but that's what I'm trying to say. You hear a lot of other theory out there from some people that you're really paying to teach you some techniques. I know what I know, I'm saying what I'm saying, right? So if someone's in front of me here, you can talk all the chit chat, or you can exchange blows, or you can move around trying to work on techniques, even in your whatever MMA, whatever stance you're doing, whatever the hell it is, modern day fighting, all that stuff. None of that makes sense. The only thing that makes sense, and Mike Tyson or some good fighters will tell you this, is literally you're off the angle, the opponent doesn't see it coming, you lay that strike straight in. You know, when his face is open for the attack, you put all your body force and slam that elbow in. So when you do it, if I was picking something heavy up here, some metal thing, or something, I'm going to spin around some baseball bat or something and smash him. I'm going to smash his bones, going to bust down, it's going to really hurt him. I've got his elbows across his rib, across his fucking jaw. I'm not saying do it. It ain't going to take much. He puts his hands up to cover, you're still going to bust something, right? You know what I'm trying to say, more or less. But if he takes it off of you, then you're messed up, you know what I'm saying? If someone's swinging a baseball bat at you now, coming at you, or going to chuck it, or going to swing it, or whatever, was a bladed weapon or something, a knife, eventually try and catch that, it'll cut your fingers off. So it's very dodgy stuff. Someone's coming at you with a small knife, slashing, or can they cut? It's very dangerous stuff. So you see what I'm trying to say? I'm just saying, the technique, there's got to be technique there, because if you miss and he comes and gets you, or then things will go wrong. You've got to have control, enough loose to move, but not too stiff. You know how to use your whole body too. Don't mess up your shoulder, you know. When it hits you, know how it feels hitting something. But I'm not telling you to do that. I'm just saying, in self-defense, do you see, if someone's looking the other way, they can be the best fighter in the world, the toughest guy, most confident person in the world, whatever, and they're looking the other way. If you were to just go in, anyone can attack anyone. You could be sleeping on the train and you just go up to the guy and start punching the shit out of his head, smash something over his head. Done. You just beat the top fighter in the world. It can happen. Because nobody's invincible. But if you stand there in front of someone thinking you know all these martial art techniques and all that fancy, even if you've got a weapon and you're spinning it, or no weapon, if you're showing the opponent what you can do. You're walking into a trap for ego. I'd rather win in a not a fancy way, you know, in a way that's going to work, you know. It ain't the way's not important. You got to fucking win. You got to think about winning. If you don't have any skill, you don't have any fitness at all, then you're at a disadvantage already. Because no matter what, you still need to have that reaction if something does go wrong and you can't get away. If it's run. And some people are so dumb, right? They'll be for their ego or so. Some people, they'll be in a fight. Something will go wrong and the other person will be coming and they'll have a chance to run away, but instead they'll still try and trade hands and cover and like, or people watching. They're just so stupid. It's a matter of, the thing is, if you want to win, you'll do whatever you can, but in terms of training, you'll have skills that you've trained to make work, you know what I mean? And I was going to say that, yeah, you've got to make all that work, you've got to train for the worst, but always trying to avoid for the worst. You know, you don't want to really hurt someone and kill someone, or get yourself hurt and killed. So you need to fight for real. Right? You have to get away. You fight to protect life, but then protect yourself and protect all people around you and nature. Just get back to what I'm saying. Right? The point I want to say. One more thing I want to say is when you're in a small space, when you're in a space like this and you don't have a very big area. Let's say you have a very small space and you don't have a lot of space to exercise and work out and train. I mean, it's always good, to have some exercise every day. Try to do as much stretching as you can. I was going to say, when the exercise itself, so you don't need to be doing backflips and jumping kicks necessarily and all kind of fancy big moves. It's all good training for you. That's going to do better for you. You can go skiing, you can do break dancing, you can do backflips, you can gymnastics, whatever. It's all going to make you fit and it's really good training. But what I'm trying to say is if you're in a small space and you can train and bring yourself into good breathing, good endurance, good balance, good coordination, good flexibility, good strength, and then good basic techniques, that's all you need really, just to defend yourself from that space. So you want to be able to defend to have fighting skills and moves and positions that you can fight within a certain area. So when you're shadow boxing, you don't need much space, do you? And when you're shadow boxing with different kinds of martial art moves as well, you know, and some kind of focus what you need. Moving around, yeah, but in a small space, because let's face it, the further away from your opponent, the less, you know, the more further away you are. So the closer you are, the more in the fight you are. So you're having to cover up and fight and all that and strike. But if you're further away from him, and he's further away from you, it's less of a range to be hitting each other anyway. So you cover in, you get away, you can run away. In fighting, as I say, yeah, you've got ground fighting too if you do fall down on the floor, but you shouldn't really be going for that, I say. Especially if you're in a situation where there's more opponents and all kinds of things going on. What you want to be doing is, there's two things I would focus on mainly, and that's stand up, but all stand up mainly, but it's like, I'm saying like stand up, striking and blocking and covering and striking. And then the other one is grappling, when you're in a grappling range, like throwing, and we do a lot of things called like sticky hands and pushing hands in traditional martial arts, which is basically like, it's like grappling, but it's using the opponent's energy against them, when you're working with energy, flow of energy basically, and flowing with the energy, using the opponent's energy against them. But still you've got restraints and locks and all kinds of things, trips, throws and all kinds of stuff like that. And it's a mixture of those two. If you're very good, you'll find that, you know, if two people are trading blows, I mean, I like to do, you know, striking, but the thing is, if you're trading blows, if you get hit, you get hit. So you have to spend a lot of time moving around or covering and blocking and countering and coming in. That's dodgy. You might walk in and throw a strike, you might not see the other one coming. So keep your guard up, but the other person might still hit you. With your hands or your legs, we're talking, okay? And the thing is, if you're in a situation, okay, and they're coming at you, and they're fighting, and the thing is, like, you know, sometimes the grappling's better. You say the other person might be bigger and stronger than you. But no, like, if you've got a good control and you've done good training in certain techniques, like, I know what I know about Wing Chun and Tai Chi, as I say, Yong Chun and Tai Chi, as I say, different kind of training. I know certain kind of techniques and physical, not just I know, but I mean my body knows. I know exactly how the positions would go, how I would step, you know, and work the control. If someone was grabbing onto me, I'd know how to work with the energy and I'd be able to ground myself in such a way and be able to use different kinds of restraining movements and throws and absorbing the energy and working with the balance. It's like balance for the whole body, basically. You'd have to train, so you need to train. I don't care what you do. Maybe you do wrestling. I don't care if you do that damn sumo. I'm just saying, but if you do the wrestling, it's a similar thing. Like, you'll feel the energy. It's not always that the bigger guy or the bigger person's got the advantage. You flow with that and you use their energy against them. So when they're pushing, I'm absorbing that in rather than fighting against it like an arm wrestle. You know, just ground myself, rooted, so it's harder for them to chuck me over. He's pulling me, you know, I'll go with that. I might put my foot behind and he pulls himself and he falls over that. So you go with the flow. If our arms are together or he's grabbing me and I feel that it's easy to raise up his elbow or he's pushing up, I'll raise his arm up so it's easy to hit on the lower area. If he's pulling my arm down, see, or if he pushes this down, this comes over the top to hit him. And you're working with all kinds of motions like that. When you're in a grappling situation, you'll know where you can throw hits into to the open areas. You know, or lock or throw, whatever, over your leg. You know, trip, sweep and things like that. Striking your knees in close range, elbow, whatever. You know, as well as just a bit further out with punches and kicks and stuff like that, you know. I'm not going full force, power and speed in this video. In my other videos you'll see me going at it, training a bit more. But I'm just saying that, yeah, you shouldn't get a false sense of security too. When you're training on something like a bag or some pads or something, you're training on it, doing blocking moves or whatever it is and striking it. Because this thing's just standing there. In a real situation, the person's moving around, they're shouting at you and fucking going to be throwing hits at you. So you need to move around. Be ready to cover before you strikes when you need to, but you need to have that in mind as well. But definitely train to understand this, the area. And what I want to say, one more thing is, the exercises you do, you can do all kinds of exercises to keep fit and you can train all kinds of fight moves, but what you should try and do is combine them. Do a lot of exercise and also try and get enough rest for your mind and body too, peace in the inside and the external. But what I'm going to say is the exercises that you do, your basic workout should be a routine basic thing which is also geared towards fighting. Now, doing various martial art movements is an exercise in itself, but what you should try and do is bridge it so much and blend it as such that exercises are able to, like, for example, you do a workout in a big space or you do a workout where it's in a small space like this, It's going to be a practical workout that makes you fit, even in this small space, flexibility-wise or strength-wise. But what you want to do is you want to make sure that your body, the exercises you do are also gearing you towards not only good fitness, but good fighting techniques. So, for example, if I'm standing here on the spot and I'm doing all kinds of, whatever it's going to be, I'm doing like jumping jacks, jumping up, I'm going to do my breathing, or running on the spot. I can do some punches as I'm doing that. I'm not going to do it here properly now. I'm just saying, for example, let's say I'm doing some elbow exercises just like that, and you can think that, okay, I've based myself, or whatever, I'm going to work these strikes in, working and twisting my body here, so in a guard. I'm going to work and think about how I'm going to throw strikes across, Think like that's it. Or let's say knees, bring your knees up, bring your hands up here as a guard, bring your knees up. It's a very good exercise for your legs, doing a few of them, or to the side here, 1, 2 to the side, see, 1. Or even bring your hands down like this. See, it's a good exercise, but also it's very good for training, because in real life, if you was really there, if someone was here in front of you, okay, grabbing you here, or grabbing, someone's trying to, a man trying to attack a woman, it could be anyone trying to rape her with her, she's grabbing you here on your arms and your body, you're trying to cover yourself, your elbows are protecting your body, your hands are open, you can strike back. He could grab your arm, you could grab his arm and bring him down into a knee strike. You can strike him in the groin, in the body, or to the rib cage there, plus covering it across your body to the side there. It's also a good guard in your centre, your groin there as well. Coming in on the outside, bringing that up, bring him in, you can be grabbing him, see, from the other side there. See, so I'm working these moves like I'm pulling him into a strike there. I can also do things like do motions like covering, elbowing, see, or there. Just working those basic techniques, see. And then know my distance as I'm coming down, I put my foot down and step down, like I'm stepping on the ankle there. See, and you'll see these kind of things. I might come in on the side, I might kick down there. So when I'm doing these kind of motions, you might want to do some squats like up and down your knees as well, like this, sort of things to make your legs stronger, get that base, And you can work basic exercises into your training, seeing these, punch, punch. You may not have a bag, but I'm just saying in thin air, like, see, 1, 2, boom, see, 1, 2, see, or like even just standing here in the front, 1, 2, down, see, turn, or like, punch either side, 1, 2, see, boom, boom, elbow, or just touch your knees, like that, 1, 2, see, or like, 1, 2, touch your elbows like that, 1, 2, or like that, certain things, see, here, 1, 2, 3, 4, see, 1, 2, 3, 4, and notice how I keep this hand as a guard also when I do that, see, 1, this one's here as a guard, I can cover, see, 1, I could cover like that even, that could be 1, 2, see, but it's like 1, 2, see, or parry from the side, see here, 1, 2, or just chop out even, here, see, here, see, 1, 2, see, getting it all in, the whole motion, see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, see, or whatever you want to do, work here, see, or like from this one, sorry, yeah, this one, right, so 1, 2, 3, 4, let's say this one, 3, yeah, alternate, see, so alternate 1, 2, 1, 2, like this one, 2, 1, 2, coordination, see, coordination, balance, focus, breathing, put some music on if you want to listen to some music at the same time, do some jumps, you can do some jumping on the spot, like jumping up, and that tuck jumps, that, do about 10 of them, or a few of those, 5, and then punches, you want to go down to do some push-ups, control your breathing, breathe naturally, just getting those stars, do a few punches for coordination, that's like for coordination, but I'm just saying, get some movement in, this side twisting the waist, as I say, whole motion, down, see, like that, or elbows, as you go, turning, see how I can cover and hit, 1, 2, see, 1, 2, right here, 1, 2, or just hit, see, imagine you're covering, so just going, see, I'm covering, see, so from this side, as I go, this is covering low and this is covering high. Try and keep your feet facing the front as much as possible. See? It's a low block and it's a high block. So I can parry, hit him low, or block, and this could be hitting high, it could be on this side, so it'll be here, block, and here. I might cover on the side and hit here. I might cover up here, elbow to the body, up here, and elbow. So I've got that whole turning motion. I can elbow strike to the back, hit, or hit low. There we go. Now see. Then do a back fist, just do that. Even a spin if you've got space to do it. One, two. Turn. Bam, 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 bam. Just get used to doing different kinds of things. Turn here, and then turn. See? Just work all kinds of movements that you feel you could emphasise some moves. Stand to the side. See? 1, 2. See? One. The other time. I don't need much space. See? Elbow here. See? Elbow here. Or go low. Bending your knees. So then go low. You see, bending that knee. Raising on the ball of the foot with the other foot down. So I'm resting on the balls of the feet, lifting the heel up as I go down. And strike. Come back up. You could go down, punch, up. See? Boom, boom, boom. Boom, boom, boom. And then go down for a low one. And then do some more of those. Just do numbers. Listen to some music, listen to your favourite album or whatever. Just work out to those tracks and practice certain things with certain tracks. Believe me, you'll do good. Even just going down and holding a low stance like that, like a horse stance. In my book, okay, for example, go down like that. Bend both your knees, keep your legs flat like a table, back straight. Put your hands in front of that, palms, whatever. That will strengthen your legs. You need to have a strong stance in martial arts. It's one of the key things. You need to be able to stand straight, you need to have good breathing, you know. Have a little break in between if you want, that can be good for you too. Go for regular walks is good for the blood circulation, the breathing. You can be surprised what you'll be able to do for yourself at home compared to what you might even pay for in a gym or something, you know. You don't have to drink all that beer every day and crap that's bad for your health, smoking, drinking and smoking. I don't care if you're an addict, become an addict to good stuff. Help yourself. You know what I mean? Do some good stuff. Keep healthy and fit, you know. I think tonight I'm just going to make one video, okay? I'll put most of what I want to show you in this video in one video already anyway. I was going to split this in two, but, you know, that's the basic thing, yeah? Keep yourself in good shape. I've got a bit of a cold, so I'm going to be careful tonight. I've not been going all out, like full out, working out hardcore in this video. I've just been showing you some like basic tips on ways you can train like realistically at home for your health and fitness and move. So like I'm there and someone's going to hit me, I can cover and put my hands up here in front. Like if you're facing me here, I can put my hands on the side to cover. You're going to hit my face, I can parry there. As I'm doing that, I'll throw in a counter strike. I might hit with an elbow, I might cover here, I might move to the side slightly and hit to the outside of the head or the rib cage. I might come on that side, I might hit up to the jaw with the elbow, see, back, palming, like palm in the face. I might stop your hand, I might move slightly out, stop it and hit here. I might block down, if you hit my body, I'll cover and hit. These are traditional moves, you see that in Kung Fu anyway. I'm just saying, you might parry and throw a punch into the face of the body. You know, elbows in, low or high again, same thing. Or to the outside, boom, boom. Body moving. Gut kind of shots, uppercuts, whatever you want to throw. And do them chops, then back fists or low ones. Again, both hands, different kind of motions you can do. You know, and as I say, when you're hitting there to the face and they're coming hitting your body, you can also bring your arms down or guard like you do in boxing, so you cover it. But your arms hitting your face, yeah, the palm's already open to hit. Anytime you can open. And these moves, they're practical stuff. As I'm turning in my body here, that's a low guard. I don't have to go so exaggerated, but it's right here, and that's there. That's guard in there. In a real life situation, you're going natural, see? Someone's in front of me there, I've got to be able, someone's in front of me there, going to attack me. I can't be going in Mortal Kombat mode, like trying to do some fancy stance and all this. That's not the point. It's good for training, but the thing is, someone's going to hit me, kind of fight me from a range. I'm going to have to be literally go straight in for the kick. If someone's in front of me there, I can't wait for the guy, I can't be in front of him trying to do some fancy stances and that, you know, trying to do it and then get ready for the kick and then try and turn around. Oh, it's not about no. It's got to be like, so any position you're in, you're able to fire it out, you know. You'll be able to fire those moves like any position would be a natural kind of position, you know what I'm saying? He can't hit me from the side, he's right in front of me there, I can throw my foot up at a certain speed. I'm not here with power here, I'm just trying to explain the natural instinct. If someone's behind me here, I've got to be able to just kick out. I've got to have that good focus and coordination of the precision. So if someone's here, I know I can hit him here. And my elbow, if he's closer, I know my elbow can go straight up into his jaw from here. Why am I going to try and grab him? He can stop me first. See? Step on the foot. So you carry that, ram into that. See? What combinations? Yes. But try and work on repetition of basic single techniques first. And then manoeuvres. Work what you can in the most limited positions and limited space. Work what exercises you can do to bring the maximum power and flexibility and breathing and use of the cover of the technique and the strike. And don't let the opponent see what you're going to do. Make these techniques work. Using whatever it is, your fist, your elbow, whatever you're using. Whether you're using your arms to cover or your knee to strike him, whatever you're using, you've got to make sure it's going to work, you know. And then work different angles and then how to change and move around and work. Look at your daily motion, look at your daily motion, your daily movement as you're walking around, circle me from any angle. I might need to fight. I might need to step back here and cover with my hand. As I'm moving in, I might need to bring the hand closer. Here. I'm not going to turn around and hit him with someone behind me from here, because he can hit me first. I might be able to sneak the elbow up. You just see what's going to actually work. Thank you for watching. It's a simple video here. Take care of yourselves and train hard and stay safe, as I always say. Okay, thank you very much. Take care now, everybody. Thanks for watching.